What is up, y'all? It's Trey back at it again with another banger, and today for y'all boys, we're gonna be doing another reaction video. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be watching I Turned GTA 5 into GTA 6. Let's get right into it.
No, this is not clickbait. I just spent the last 3 days modding Grand Theft Auto in hopes to get it to look as close as possible to Grand Theft Auto 6. Because I can't be the only one that watched the trailer and then right after was immediately depressed.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Grand Theft Auto 6 has officially been delayed.
So in order to cure my depression, I'm just going to be turning Grand Theft Auto 5 into Grand Theft Auto 6. I went as far as to add key features that you probably saw in the trailer that you can now do in the single player game. But before we get into all the extra features you can now do, we need to first address one of the most important things on making this look like GTA 6, the graphical improvements.
Okay. Bro, how is he gonna do this?
So obviously you need some pretty good
graphics
graphics to feel like you're playing GTA 6. However, we also want the game to be actually playable. So I found the combined graphic mods to be perfect for not only being able to play, but also to not have nearly as much issues when it comes to stutters or performance issues. Basically a fully playable yet still very beautiful version of Grand Theft Auto. Now these two graphics mods, one of them adds literally hundreds of trees to the world. Now if you've ever done your research before on GTA 5's beta version, you know that there was a lot of trees that ended up not making it into the final cut of the final version of Grand Theft Auto 5. However, with this mod, it's added probably 100 more or thousands more trees than was ever thought of in the beta version. Everything just looks and feels more alive. However, you can't just have pretty graphics and say the game is done. No, there also needs to be a few gameplay fixes.
Right, if you gonna remake GTA 6, bro, you gonna have to do every single good detail, bro.
Every Grand Theft Auto 5 video I make is the Euphoria mod. It's aimed to look like the ragdoll effect that you would see NPCs use in GTA 4, which for me personally, and along with a lot of others, tend to prefer this version than what is actually in Grand Theft Auto 5. Though the ragdoll effect is cool, we also need to pair that with something pretty fun, which would be realistic gunplay.
You know, I really mess with the ragdoll effect.
This is my favorite mod. It actually adds different types of recoil to certain guns, making each gun feel heavy, light, and quick. I also added no reticle because personally I like the extra challenge. For example, I was replaying this mission where Michael has to try to go get this boat, and shooting actually felt a lot more challenging and way more fun in my opinion. Though shooting is awesome, it's even better with real gun sounds. Shooting now actually feels and sounds fully real. Now, honestly, we could stop there, and I think you would actually have a game that, if it dropped today, would probably win Game of the Year. However, there's one more category of mods that really makes it feel like you're playing GTA 6 early.
Extra features.
Now, once the hype of Grand Theft Auto 5 started to officially fade after it launched, people started to see that the game was actually missing a lot of key features that used to be featured in previous games. One big important one.
Right, like, oh shoot. Bro, don't y'all think like GTA 5 was low-key a little bit rushed? Because, like, be honest, bro, if GTA 4 had GTA 5 graphics and GTA Online, bro, that shit low-key would have been better, man. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
Showcased in San Andreas was working out. Now, of course, we saw this in the trailer as well, so one could speculate we're going to be able to work out again. And now you can also do it in the base Grand Theft Auto single-player game with this mod. You can officially go to the famous gym on the, what I believe is the Venice Beach, and actually get a workout. However, the fun doesn't end there. Another huge feature that was really missing in Grand Theft Auto 5 was customizable cars. Now, Benny's original Motorworks is in Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, and it lets you customize a plethora of vehicles to basically your heart's content, and it's amazing. And I wish Rockstar would have just added this as an update for single player, because when I was playing this game just on single player, my goodness, I would have been spending hours if not weeks just customizing random vehicles that I could find on the street. But with this mod, it officially does bring it to single player, and honestly, this is like I said before, it's just such a game changer.
Can everybody like play this?
I could spend hours just playing this specific mod. Now, something I found in the screenshots was a man in a kayak, and it got me thinking, how cool would it be if you brought this into GTA 5? Well,
Right.
now you can. And surprisingly, the kayak functions very well. This game is already beautiful even without the mods, given the fact that it was released in 2013. And adding a kayak makes this
shit.
even more enjoyable.
That's the best
Now, if you
you're
go
gonna
back
get
to the
for GTA
screenshots
5.
that Rockstar showed off after the trailer, you can clearly see that there is a few of them that have drugs in them, meaning drugs will obviously have a big role in this game, like every Grand Theft Auto, really. And I went back and I actually started a brand new playthrough of GTA 5, and once I made a little bit of money, I started using this specific mod to help you get extra money, because in the base game, you really can't do anything too extra to make extra money in single player. But now, using LS Life, it's possible. I'm sure a lot of you probably know this mod. It's probably one of the most popular mods in the GTA 5 modded community. But if you don't know, I'll leave a link in the description to a video that goes way more in depth about it, because there just isn't enough time to explain truly how amazing this mod is. From buying different types of drugs, selling them like you're literally in Schedule 1, and even putting money in your stash house. It's absolutely amazing. But speaking of houses, the biggest fail in GTA 5, in my opinion, was the fact that there were a humongous lack of properties that you could own, specifically houses and apartments. Now, this was something that you could actually do in previous Grand Theft Autos. Why they didn't put that in GTA 5, I have no idea, but man, it would have absolutely hit the spot. Obviously, you probably know you can purchase apartments on the online version of GTA 5, and this mod simply just makes it to where you can purchase apartments during the single player experience, which just adds a whole different layer of immersion. I was talking about my playthrough earlier. Once I actually got some money after the jewelry store heist, I had enough to buy an apartment, which, like I said before, is just such a different layer of immersion. I wish this would have been in the base game, because I'm telling you, they were only a few key features away from this really being better than what it already was. Now, all these mods that you've seen up to this point are working together, and in total, expect to spend around $20 specifically and only for the graphical improvements, which I know isn't really popular given the fact that this is a 13-year-old game. But I feel like I wouldn't be giving this video justice if I didn't give you some key honorable mentions when it comes to some other mods that you can use to even further customize your playthrough.
Nah, these mods tough, bro.
The first honorable mention is Taco Trucks Working. Now, from my understanding, this was a piece of content that was originally supposed to be in Grand Theft Auto 5. And a lot like the high amounts of trees that were in the beta version, this was also cut from the final product. The next honorable mention is Michael's Fridge Works. It's very simple, like I said, but it is still a cool little piece of detail that modders have brought to Grand Theft Auto 5. And now we're into Grand Theft Auto 6 loading screens. Yeah, this is something that, you know, is very minute. However, at least it gives the illusion that you're loading up into Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, to coincide with the loading screens is also colored map and mini map. This is something that I wish they would have just had originally in the game. I personally like the color. I'm a big contrasting guy. I like saturated things, and this just adds a different extra layer to the game, which really is already a masterpiece, and these mods are just helping further make this game still be alive in 2025. But putting all these mods together and playing a Grand Theft Auto that looks like this is kind of surreal, because I grew up a huge Grand Theft Auto fan, all the way from GTA Vice City to San Andreas and all the features it had, growing up even more to then play Grand Theft Auto 4, which was absolutely huge at the time. And obviously, when I was 12 years old, well, GTA 5 came out, meaning I'm going to be turning 25 when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
Damn!
But we all have just one objective, and that is to simply survive until 2026.
Amen. Man, I'm gonna be turning 26, bro. That's crazy. No, actually, I'm gonna be turning 30.